Hello and welcome to Unleashed Dogs Without Limits. We've got a great show lined up for you as we head west to the bright lights of Las Vegas, Nevada to find out how canine teams are working to make our lives better and safer in the entertainment capital of the world. Right here on Unleashed. There are over 86 million dogs in the United States, but only a select few are considered elite working or sporting dogs. From police and military canines to hunting and sporting dogs and everything in between, meet the dogs your dog aspires to be. Get ready to see man's best friend in a whole new light. This is Unleashed. So, what comes to mind when you hear the name Las Vegas? For most of us, we conjure up images of bright flashing lights and bustling casinos and fine food and luxury resorts and hotels. You know, all the things that attract nearly 50 million people every year to the Las Vegas Valley. But what few of us ever stop to think about is what's really going on behind the scenes to make your visit safe and memorable. A few years ago, we learned about a unique canine program at the Venetian Resort, the largest hotel property on the Las Vegas Strip and the second largest hotel property anywhere in the world. Now, if you're anything like me, you might be a little surprised to find out that a hotel and casino would have working dogs active on the property. It certainly was something that I had never even considered. Well, recently we had the opportunity to travel to the Venetian Resort for a canine team recertification, and we sat down with some of the team members to learn more about their program and to find out what difference dogs make on their properties.
Hi, my name is Dale Alley. I'm the security manager for the canine program here at the Venetian Resort. People don't realize that we have dogs here on property. When they do see the dogs, it gives them a sense of security and also a friendliness to the company. Most people have dogs, and so when they see that, it's just an enhancement and also an added thing to their stay while they're here. The canine program was implemented in 2006. It was up to recently that we expanded the unit to cover all the shifts with multiple canines. Well, I could say that the property has over 7,000 suites. We're at 8 million square feet, and we have over 1 million square feet of convention space. Not only do we deal with all the front of the house, whether it's the suites or the casino area, but we also help with the convention area and the expo area if we have any issues over there that we respond to. The canines are used for front of house and back of house things. The dogs are designed to focus on potential hazards that can disrupt the stay of a guest while they're here. And also, it's also the protection of the team members. It also gives them the enhanced security that the dogs are also there to protect or to seek out anything else that may disrupt their work.
My name is Tony TRAN, and I'm the Canine Training Supervisor here at the Venetian Resort, and this is my canine Odin. Canines bring a unique value to our organization due to the fact that they are a force multiplier. There's just something about a dog that makes people think twice about committing any type of malicious intent on our property. 9 out of the 10 times when our canine teams are dispatched to a call, the situation diffuses itself just by the mere presence of our dogs. Not only that, but our guests love seeing our dogs and they feel safer knowing that they are here. So not only do we strive to offer a world-class guest experience here at the Venetian Resort, but we also like to offer the best security as well to complement that experience.
It's important because, it exhibits safety, that when people come in, they could see the dogs and they know that this is a safe environment. And it's important because we just want them to feel very comfortable that they can feel free to do what they want.
The response that we get from guests is always positive feedback. I always say that people come from all over the world and they see all the gold, all the marble, all the granite, all the slot machines. No matter what, the dog is the most relatable thing to them and most people that come here. So they're always intrigued by them. It's always the toughest part of their trip to not pet the dog when they see them because they are working. But we always are very, very welcomed by the guests and the team members on our property.
So these dogs are working dogs and they need to work. And if there's so many people that come up to us and say, hey, can I pet your dog? It's a really big distraction for them. We just need them to work and be focused on what they're here to do. Honestly, if I was able to allow it, I probably wouldn't go anywhere. I would be stopped all the time.
For your active dog, not just any dog food will do. It takes special care and nutrition to support their energy to work and play. That's why we made KINETIC Performance Dog Food. Each KINETIC formula is made with 3 animal proteins and no fillers like corn, wheat, or soy. This lets you feed less and still get more energy, faster recovery, and better weight maintenance. If health and performance matter to you, give KINETIC a try. We build it for our dogs, but you'll love it for yours.
When it comes to elite canine and handler training, the best of the best turn to one place, Von Lick Kennels. Von Lick is the premier full-service canine training center and detection service provider in the world. Their world-renowned training methods and experienced training staff produce the best canine and handler training available anywhere. When only the best will do, join over 5,000 law enforcement, government, and civilian agencies who count on Von Lick Kennels.
Dream big, 'cause boy, you're gonna make it. Stand tall, there's a higher road you're taking. Let go of everything that you know and be wild in the mystery. Yeah.
I'm Michael Fenton. I'm the day shift lead at the Venetian Resort, and this is my partner, K9 Tango. I first got started into K9 when I was overseas with the military in 2016. I started with my free time going to the kennels, working, spending time around the dogs, getting to learn some of the different traits, and just seeing what everyday handler life is like. At which point I got an opportunity to do a on-the-job shadow program where I kind of went through a crash course, and that's where my K9 career started. The canine program here at the Venetian Resort is extremely important because it's multifunctional. Not only does it provide a level of security for our guests and our team members, but it just shows a level of safety that we're providing that some properties may not. So a typical day here for myself is I'll come in early in the morning as the day shift lead, and I'll set up training for my shift. We'll conduct training, whether it's detection or protection, or a combination of both. And once we get that training out of the way for the day, we'll go into our normal daily task, our assignments, if we have anything special going on that we're taking care of, and kind of just conduct calls throughout the day on our property to ensure the safety of the guests and team members.
My name is Brian Wimber, and this is my canine partner DJ, and I am a canine officer here at the Venetian. The typical day is when I get here in the morning, I'm going to go break my dog first. I'm going to come back. We're going to run this scenario. Then we literally just patrol. We walk all over to make sure that we are visible to everybody. And literally that is our day. And if we respond to calls, we respond to calls as well. So it's crucial that you're always training your dog. There's so many different variables that can take place when you are working with a dog. And we basically come in the morning, set up scenarios, knock that out first thing in the morning, and then we're back on the floor for the patrol and doing what we need to do, and just making sure that all of our guests are safe and comfortable.
My name is Stephanie KUMO. I've been a canine officer here at the Venetian for just under a year. I have been working with the company for about 7 years. The canine department has always been an interest of me, so I asked the managers if I could shadow a handler, and over time I got to work a little bit more with the team, and when they had an opening, I applied. A typical day in canine, every day is a little bit different, but we still have our routine that we go through every day. Every day we do obedience, and then every day we respond to calls. My favorite part of being a canine officer is the training that we get. Once you get the hang of it, it's a lot of fun, but I'm a creative person. I really get to express my creativity whenever I set up training. I also like the environment and the culture in canine. We get to work with other units and we meet so many people.
The favorite part of this job has to be the bond that's built with the dog. It's something that they tell you not to get attached to, but when you spend more time with an animal than you do family members, friends, the amount of energy and work, the blood, sweat, and tears that go into it, the bond is just something that you can't match outside of that. So we really do put a lot of training and time and effort into one another.
My favorite part is interacting with my canines. There's nothing more enjoyable than being able to interact with them, the challenges that we both face, and that with the proper training to overcome those challenges and watch this guy succeed just like I'll succeed. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. Come here.
Being in canine is like a 24/7, 365 days a week kind of thing. Like, you're never really off duty. It's actually really beautiful once you bond with your dog. Dogs are like people. They have their own personalities, they have their own way of doing things, and they're so smart. You really have to watch them because they can't speak. They're always trying to figure out what they can get away with. And as their handler, you have to be able to anticipate that.
I need you to get me out of the country, out of here, away.
All in exchange for a sip of coffee?
Yeah, it's Black Rifle coffee. Let's try some.
Later, loser!
Why don't you head over to blackriflecoffee.com and get yourself set up with a coffee club subscription.
Feel like the season just got started? Well, there's no reason to stop hunting now. At Highland Hunting, you can enjoy a great upland experience through the end of March. Located in southeast Iowa, we have over 1,200 acres of diverse upland habitat with the best flying and wildest birds you'll find at any upland outfitter. Our incredible staff and great accommodations let us show you a true Iowa upland experience at Highland Hunting. Give us a call and schedule your next adventure today. Well, welcome back to Unleashed. If you're just joining us, we're in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Venetian Resort during a canine recertification event. You know, it never ceases to amaze me the things these dogs are capable of doing. There's so many unique and innovative ways that we use canines every day to make our lives better, safer, and more enjoyable. And in a lot of ways, it all comes down to the relationship that's formed between a canine and a handler. So we sat down with the Venetian Canine team to see what makes these dogs so special and so important to the work they do every day.
What makes a dog so special to me and our property is their ability to want to please the handler. I think that's something that is unmatched in any animal, that they just want to please us. Not only that, they have the capabilities that no human or machine has. So when going through that and dealing with that and conducting that type of training and seeing the positive result and that the dog just wants to please us and work for us is second to none. The other biggest thing that stands out to me about a dog is their humbleness. They don't understand the impact that they have on us personally, but to who they're performing a duty for. And if they were a human, they would never fit back in the door. And that's just, to me, stands out above all, is how humble they are while doing something so special.
I love the loyalty that they exhibit towards you, and I also love that they're always willing to please you. they'll do whatever it takes to please you. And I just love that camaraderie and the interaction that happens because of that.
I think the biggest thing is not necessarily the breed of the dog, it's the capabilities of the dog and what you need the dogs to do in this type of atmosphere that we're in. They're specific to what we are asking for the dogs. I definitely see the bond between the dogs and the handlers every day. Things that amazes me that you see a dog do that you normally would not know a dog doing that. In my previous line of work, I've seen the canine capabilities with those dogs, which are totally different to what the dog's expectations are here on this property.
What makes dogs so special is their loyalty coupled with their intelligence. So that makes them one of the most special animals to me. Loyalty is one of those rare traits that we look for in human beings. So the fact that the dogs possess that is something very special.
The most special thing about having a canine at home is the bond that you develop. You know, getting your dog to trust you and respect you. I mean, getting them to do anything for you. I mean, you can use compulsion to get a dog to do something for you, but when they want to do it, when they have that desire to please mom and dad, it's so much more rewarding because they know if they make you happy, they'll get rewarded later with their favorite toy and lots of love.
So the bond that Tango and I have is exceptional. I do have a retired working dog at home, and that was my first dog. But the bond that Tango and I share is second to none because of the amount of time we spend together, the training that we go through together. It brings us closer together every time we train. It's always a joy to be around her. It's extremely grounding as a human to work with an animal of her caliber. And every day she can teach me something new, whether it's about myself or about her, and it really just makes it special.
So the bonding that takes place, it's a lot of interaction. It's a lot of letting the dog understand that, hey, I'm here for you, and that a lot of taction, a lot of play, and that's really what it takes to bond with your dog.
This is seen positive throughout the property, not only with the team members, but the guests, but also with the executive staff and the senior executive staff within the property. They see the benefit of it, and that's why they continue to support it. With all the training that we do, with the dogs, the purchases of new dogs, and the retraining, and the continuation of training. The dogs are used for all types of things, requests that they make, and we're happy to follow with those requests.
The relationship that the dogs have with their handler is a very sacred relationship. It's a bond that cannot be simply put into words. Most handlers spend more time with their canines than they do with their own family member.
No matter what you feed, sometimes your dog needs a little help to keep them at the top of their game. For some dogs, it can even mean the chance to just live a normal, healthy life. Our KINETIC supplements are formulated to meet specific needs to get and keep your dog at optimal health and performance. Your dog will love them, and you'll be amazed at the difference they make. If your dog needs an extra boost, give KINETIC a try. We build it for our dogs, and you'll love it for yours.
So I know you feel protected in the suit. Don't make any sudden movements without me there giving specific instructions. You got it?
Dogs love it. I heard that you just bought insurance online. You really should work with somebody like Tom, who has the experience and knows what he's doing.
Oh, really?
Safari Insurance is an independent agency. They represent companies like Auto Owners Insurance. They guide you by showing you all the coverages to keep you safe. Then you decide what fits you best. They guide, you decide.
You know, Unleashed is all about elite working and sporting dogs and the things they do for us every day. With those of us who aren't canine handlers or trainers, we may never fully understand everything that goes into working with a top-tier canine. From selecting the right dog, to training that dog to do the things we expect it to do, and then continuing that training on a daily basis and testing and recertifying, there's a huge commitment involved. And the K9 team at the Venetian Resort know this as well as anyone else.
What I'm looking for when I'm selecting a dog is primarily for a canine that's both very social and environmentally sound due to the unique environments that the dogs have to operate in. Also, we look for a canine that has strong drives because they have to be able to stay engaged for long periods of time when they are asked to perform their tasks.
Dogs' natural drives, that's everything. You have people say, well, oh, this dog, you can build this, or you could do this. My belief is if they have it, they have it. If they don't, you might be able to trick train it, cover over their inefficiencies. But I look for a dog that has a good, steady character. He's afraid of nothing. He's environmentally sound. He's socially skilled. And I look for dogs that are strong for detector dogs in two really basic drives, prey and hunt. With those two drives, you can make them hunt for anything and find anything. And they'll do it out of the drives that are inside of them. The hunt drive is what gets them to go out and hunt for something. Remember now, they don't care about explosives. They're doing this for the ball or the towel or something that simulates prey. And the hunt part of it is so that they will hunt forever and never give up. If you watch a dog that's strong in hunt drive, you can just be walking around the house, or you can cut him. He's going to be constantly hunting for something. It's in them. God put it in there, and if you look for a dog with strong hunt, strong prey, and you've got a good detector dog.
So it's crucial that you're always training your dog. There's so many different variables that can take place when you are working with the dog.
Well, the amount of hours is going to vary per dog, but all our handlers do meet the national standard, which is about 16 hours a month in either detection or patrol. There's a lot of work that goes into that training. Our handlers are training, all the time, whether they're patrolling on the floor or they're taking a break. Even simply just telling your dog to stay while you're preparing their food is considered training, and that's one of the unique aspects of our job.
The training is, we train as if it's an everyday occurrence that we deal with, so it becomes muscle memory. That way we're not having to stop and figure out what to do. We automatically complete those tasks and without having to think about it.
We basically come in the morning, set up scenarios, knock that out first thing in the morning, and then we're back on the floor for the patrol and doing what we need to do, and just making sure that all of our guests are safe and comfortable.
Our certification happens here annually, where we have certifying officials from a kennel come out here to Las Vegas and certify our teams. It's important because we have there's a national standard that we have to abide by, and in order to be certified and to be working on the casino floors or wherever it may be, our teams have to be certified. That way we can show that our dogs are capable of doing their tasks.
Well, the recertification is to show that the dogs are not only continuing with the instruction that they received from off-property site, but also they're continuing with their training. They're enhancing their training. We're also in the process of implementing a second recertification to make sure that we are continuing and that we are up in our game to show that we are the best here on the Strip and in Las Vegas.
So there you have it, K9 teams in a hotel and casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. Hopefully you've enjoyed meeting the K9 teams at the Venetian Resort, and you've learned a little bit about what they're doing every day to keep their guests, visitors, and team members safe. It's just another unique and innovative way we're able to take advantage of the abilities of man's best friend. These animals have the intelligence, the ability, and the willingness to do so many things for us, and we've only scratched the surface of what they're capable of. Well, that's all the time we've got left this week. I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you next time on Unleashed.